Hi folks, welcome to my Pit Retro Journal. This is a quick clip, 5 minutes or less. I've got this little mini fridge that I bought back in 2000. I remember I bought it from like a pharmacy called Walgreens, which is still around in the US. And this is about the same time I still had my Mac IIsi. And yeah, this was, I don't know when these came out. I'm sure they had them before then, but that's when I got it. So it's about 25 years old. And I've had it sitting in my office for like the last decade. You know, it kind of opens up and you can put a six-pack in there. These aren't the most efficient, but they, I did use kilowatts on there, and they certainly use less energy than a mini fridge, but proportionally they're not so efficient. But yeah, since all I want to put is drinks in there, it's actually, a pretty good deal. In any case, it recently broke. So there's a switch in the back right there. And the switch wouldn't actually turn anymore. It was kind of stuck, and so I took it apart. You can see that it actually scorched the thing right here, and it melted the plastic, so it was stuck. So I had to desolder it. All right. So I got a replacement switch, which it has the same labeling on it as this one does. So, and what I want to do is, and by the way, unsoldering this was a little tricky because I have my soldering iron, but I forgot my solder sucker, and I forgot as a kid, I had one of these things, which is like a cheap solder sucker. It actually worked, so good that I had that as backup. But just to show you what I got here. I got this taped shut so it doesn't fall open. But, so basically let me get this back in view here. So basically, there's the circuit board is right here, and you can also see maybe from afar that there's scorch marks here. Anyway, I took it off, and I'm going to put the new one on here, and yeah, we'll get this fixed up. So again, I don't do soldering on camera, but I'll show you the finished result. All right, I'm back, and an interesting result was that the spacing of this original switch was actually wider than this one. So you see, I had to actually Dremel off little pieces of it here to make it fit. I have this really ancient Dremel, which somebody gave me, so that's not from my childhood, that I used to actually Dremel off these pieces. And I got it just enough to fit into the switch. So it fits now nice and snug. So yeah, I'm going to solder this back, and I think there'll be enough solder that makes it good contact where it's 12 volts DC, even though the switch says it's up to 3 amps, 240 volts AC. So, all right, let me go ahead and do that. So I got it hooked in, and soldered in and screwed back in. So this doesn't have an on-off switch, so if I just plug it in, it should go. And look at that, green. That's for cold, or red for hot. And this is the important thing because it blows the heat off of that as it's cooling. So yeah, that's good. All right, let me put it back together. I guess I can just unplug it from here. So this beast is going to go here, and I've got the screws, and I'll just fast forward over that. And yeah, I'm going to run it for a bit to see how it is, but so I'll be back. All right, this has been running for a few hours, so let's try my cold beverage out. Oh, yeah, it's nice and cold. Yeah. Let me open that up off camera in case it fizzes. I don't want it to go in my... Here it goes. Yeah, fixed. So, there's my semi-vintage 2000 six-pack cooler. They still make these today. It uses the same heat exchange system, so it doesn't use a compressor. Able to fix it. So yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.